Welcome to Outside of the Grid. Like everybody else, we've been sitting around recently trying to digest this data dump into the narrative that the murder sheets have revealed to us here recently. I've kind of kept my mouth shut, and my partner, he's been very busy with other activities, and so we've been talking on our back channel about what's going on. But, I don't understand. I've been hearing a lot about this CSAM business for however long QAnon has been around. It's been this huge push that there's a lot of nefarious things going on by groups of people in all levels. Of course, if you look at the stats on this type of thing, the CSAM stuff is probably pretty rare. Or it has been traditionally. Of course, there may have been other things that play in the past to reduce it from being around, and maybe even now. Who knows? But I do know that there's been a lot of talk of that in recent years. It's just this CSAM, these rings, and these people at all these levels. And then now that this has been thrown into the narrative of this Delphi case, this is I don't know what it is. I don't know if this is something real. I don't know if this is just a diversion. Is this really what this is? Or what we're dealing with here some kind of a CSAM ring that kills little girls and makes snuff pictures, which is some of the things that I've read. Of course, that's the speculation. But, by releasing the kind of data that's been released, why would you not suspect something like that? Because it seems very, very, a part of it is kind of leading you that way. Of course, again, I don't know what to make of these. I call them data dumps, but surely they knew. Surely, with the amount of big brain activity that you have from the FBI, the Marshal Service, if they're indeed a part of it. We know the ISP and the county and probably the town of Delphi, the city of Delphi is involved. So what in the world would you be releasing data like that about Keegan in his interviews with the state trooper and the deputy if you didn't want people to internalize it, to think about it, to put it on their mix, to make it a part of the narrative of the case? Because it's indeed a part of the narrative of the case now. Meanwhile, we have Bridge Guy, and everybody's comparing pictures of Bridge Guy, both in terms of the young Bridge Guy sketch and the old Bridge Guy sketch, and what we can see of Bridge Guy walking down the bridge on Libby's video, and trying to make sense of it, trying to force it into place, and trying our best to make sure that everything fits. And I don't know that it does. I have, from the very beginning, you go back to listen to this podcast, we've said that this thing is, that road, the big road, just came in within 3 or 4 years of this event. That opens up so much. And it's a trail system, and there's people that travel all across the United States on trails, or on the side of the road, or back roads, or trails all through the United States. And these little areas like this are where people sometimes come and stay. I can drive through Little Rock, Arkansas right now, which is, I'm in Arkansas, and I can look up under the overpasses and such that divide the highways around the big city of Little Rock. You can see tents. People stay for a while and then they'll move on west or east or wherever they're going to. And this guy here, I just, all this CSAM stuff and elaborate plans and all this business and snuff films, and it just seems like a diversion to me. If it is that, I hope they close this up quick. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to I find it hard to believe that it's as prevalent as people want to make it out to be. And I find it hard to believe that, that they would just release this, that they would do it. I have a hard time believing they would release that data accidentally. I just can't comprehend that being an accident. Now, I'm not trying to imply that the murder sheet folks were, surreptitiously working with the police to release data. I'm not saying that. But they may have been surreptitiously working with him. They want to release some data, and they know that someone's there, Well, if they watch IP addresses, you know who comes where. I know. I run several websites. I know who, over the past I have, and do some now. You know who comes to your site. You can look at all that stuff. The people with tech skills, if you're in access, you know who comes there. Yeah. So, I don't know. It just seems like it was put into the narrative on purpose. That's all I'm trying to say. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if this is just exactly where things are at. Or if this is a diversion. But there's some very disturbing things in this release for sure. I was like, because I was not, this is not what I've been studying. This is not the kind of case. Now, this may be it. I'm not a detective. I'm not anything like that. That's not me. I'm just a person that has children, and I've been watching this case since day one, and I have children about that age, and, I raised a bunch of kids about that age through this time period. I can't even comprehend the loss of those families. And then, it's just like, man, and this is a small town. Typically in a small town, a case like this, man, they would have somebody dragged in there and locked up quick. But that highway, or that CSAM ring, or something's got it discombobulated, as we might say in my neck of the woods. Either way, we just wanted to check in on it. Haven't been able to connect lately, and share our thoughts on this thing. I'm going to try to get Donald on the line the next day or so and see if we can't bring in more of a dialogue. But in the meantime, what do you think? Do you think this is a diversion? You think this is truly a part of the narrative? What's going on here? What in the world is going on with this case?